Today's video, Sean, let's show them 3 of the best driver drills in the world to help you hit it longer and straighter. Sean, it's very difficult to have a driver improvement conversation without first talking about
where you hit it on the face.
Club face, right?
So with the driver, if you're currently not hitting it in the sweet spot, all bets are off, right?
Well,
no matter how good
you're losing distance and you're losing accuracy.
So, and that could be left to right on the face, high and low. Yep. Without an awareness of where you're actually hitting it on the face, it makes it very difficult to get any kind of improvement.
And we just so happen to have an awareness aid.
So yeah, and there's a couple different ways to do this, and you guys have probably seen this before, maybe not, but there's Dr. Scholl's foot spray.
Right.
It's a powder spray you spray on the face. It's a little bit too windy today.
We don't want to wear all that foot spray.
Yeah, so I have a sticker here. This one just happens to be from Titleist, but you can get them from online anywhere,
you can get it
pretty
from Amazon,
much.
Sure.
It's a sticker that when you place it on the middle of the face and you hit a ball, it'll leave a mark to show you exactly where you hit it.
Yep.
Right? And most of you have never really even known where you're hitting it on the face. So something like this is going to help you gain some instant awareness so you can make some changes.
All right, so let's demonstrate it. Let's go ahead and hit one.
Okay.
And what we're looking for, obviously, the most impact tapes, what that's called, it's going to have a center circle on it, and any balls you can pile up in that center circle are good.
Absolutely.
Outside of that center circle, we need to work on that. So that's what we're going to find out.
Perfect. So let's hit one here and see what I can do with the
And the idea would be to hit about a dozen of these with the impact tape over the course of 3 or 4 different sessions, so we can really get an idea of where your locations are.
So let's make a pass at one here.
Good.
Hit it pretty good. I caught that one, and this has been normal lately for me, a little high in the heel.
Okay, high in the heel, great. So when you do this over the course of a few sessions and do it about a dozen balls each session, you're really going to start. In fact, you can take that impact tape, peel it right off, and put it in a notepad so you can see the history of your locations. So let's get to work and try to tune that up and put you more in the middle.
Okay.
So let me have a tee.
Okay. Grab a ball.
And let's have you tee another one up.
I'll give you one more tee here. I got one right here.
Okay, perfect.
Let's go right there with it. I'm going to give you another tee.
Okay.
There you go.
So what we're going to do is he's going to set up to it just like he normally would. Now he's missing it into the heel, right? So at impact, he's set up pretty much in the middle. At impact, it's moving out this way. So what I'm going to do is frame your toe of your club right there.
Okay. And Mike's put that at a slight angle just to accommodate the end of the club where it starts to curve in here.
Exactly right. So now the only thought you're going to have is just to miss that tee.
Absolutely.
Okay, so let's try that.
So I'm going to do it at a slower pace than I normally would make my full swing.
Great idea.
Just so I can get a feel for the change that I'm trying to make. So a lot of you are going to try to do it at full speed. It won't really change if you do that a lot of times until you take it down a notch.
I had an old coach tell me that it's much easier to change the tire when the car is stopped than it is when the car is moving at full speed.
That's a great thought right there. So here we go. I'm going to try to intentionally get this one out a little more on the toe, and Mike's got a barrier here, that little tee on the outside. Let's see if I can do it at kind of a half speed motion.
Great. Okay. Missed the tee that we set up, so we know it's not going to be in the heel.
I caught that one pretty much dead center, high on the face, which isn't too bad of a spot.
Right. And what we're going to see now, so let's go back to your feel. So what did you feel making that change, missing that tee?
For me, I have to feel like my arms are not going out and kind of slinging away from me.
Yep.
I had to feel like I kept the club a little more plane through impact and got the club to kind of go up to the left a little bit more.
And that's what we're after with this. We're after, one, accomplishing the goal was to get you back to the middle, put a little visual barrier down, and then you're going with speed, you're going slow enough to start to develop the feels for what makes the result happen.
Perfect.
That's a great drill to get you playing out of the middle of the club face. All right, Sean, let's talk about a drill to get guys less steep, more shallow, hit fewer slices, more straight balls or draws.
Absolutely. You know, and the drill we're going to cover today is going to cover the guys that swing out to in really steep.
Yep.
And obviously there's a face problem in there too usually. The face is open to the path. But this drill is going to really help you if you have the tendency, like most golfers have in their lifetime, of swinging out to in.
Yeah, and on a day like today where we're shooting into the wind, those shrimp balls are going to get eaten up. So we're going to show you how to strengthen that ball flight by really taking care of the club path, coming really the whole downswing.
Okay, so how are we going to do it
here,
Mike?
What we're going to do is, and we'll give you a look here from the face on, is we're gonna set this stick at an angle, something like that, about a foot off the ground. And then from down the line, you're gonna see we're gonna put it right over the golf ball. So let's see if I can get that in the ground. Perfect. And if this is a tendency for you to really come down steep, go ahead and put a noodle on it, just to buy you a little extra cushion. So now
Perfect.
we've got the golf ball hidden down the target line. Sean can see it from his point of view. And what we want Sean to do is just miss this noodle. It's not gonna be possible, really, for you to come down super steep and miss the noodle.
Absolutely right. So, you know, the trick to this, when some of you first set up to this, it's going to be looking like you can't even hit the ball.
That's right.
So because you're so used to having the club way out in front of you and high off the
Yeah.
ground at this point.
Coming on the target line way back here.
You can't get to the ball. So at first I want you just to see if you can miss it and just kind of stop where the ball would be, kind of impact. You'll start to sort out what your arms, body, and club have to do in order to miss that noodle.
Getting slow, right?
Right, you have to go slow. So the first thing I would do, I'd tee up a ball and say, okay, let's see if I can miss it going what I would feel like is like 5% of what I can do.
Okay, sure,
Right?
just bunting
So
it out
I'm just
there.
gonna chip it out there. So, but I am gonna make a full motion, and I think that's where people get lost when they slow down. They don't make the full motion. Don't make the motion from here.
Right.
Make the full feeling backswing and then go really slow.
Full range of motion, super slow.
That's it. So let me just chip one out there. And on this first one, I'm gonna do what probably most of you are gonna do the first time you do
Okay.
this. So that ball went wide to the right.
So we missed the noodle,
Right.
but the club face was wide open because it started right and went right.
So once you do that, now you know you've eliminated the over the top issue.
Yep.
So now you know you've got a face issue.
Which they're always going to go hand in hand, right?
Absolutely.
Every shot we hit, whether it's putt, driver, whatever, always has a path to face relationship. Anytime we can lock one of those down, so we know the path isn't wildly over the top anymore. Now we're left with feeling the club face. All right, so we're going to keep the path, that same feel you had the path. Now, instead of just a wicked roll at the bottom, let's start to square the face up much sooner.
So my sense is I'm gonna start squaring the face up early in the downswing, but still maintain that same club path.
Right.
And I feel like I've got a little handle on it, so I'm gonna go a little bit faster.
Okay, good.
And see if I can make contact and not leave it out to the right and miss the noodle. And for some of you, that'll be the first time you ever see a ball go right to left, and that one kind of hooked
That
more
was
than,
the classic push draw.
yeah, so that's the idea, and I want you to overdo it. I want you to hit some big
Yes.
slinging hooks, especially if you've been over the top, because once you feel the opposite range of that, it's easier to come back toward the middle.
That's exactly right. If you're used to that ball shrimping out to the right, let's get the opposite effect the other way.
Let's hit some hooks. Let's bring it back toward the middle. This drill is going to help you if you've been steep. You're going to start hitting nice draws and straight balls.
Strong draws.
Everybody's going to be better for that.
Awesome. All right, Sean, in this drill, let's talk about adding some distance. Launching this ball on the right angle is going to add more distance to your tee shots. So typically, most golfers, most club level golfers who have a swing speed, I'd say of between 90 and 108, 110, need to be hitting the ball on somewhat of an ascending angle, somewhat of an upward angle, right? It's just
Definitely
gonna-
not down.
Definitely not down,
Yeah.
even to slightly up. So how do you feel that unless you own a launch monitor? Well, if you got a couple tees, it's going to be really simple. All right, so let's have you set up to it. Actually, let me do a face on so the camera can see here. I'm going to put a tee just about 6-8 inches in front of his ball at roughly the same tee height or just a little bit above.
Okay.
So his idea here is to hit his golf ball and miss this front tee. Right? So the club head's got to be working up to do that.
Absolutely.
Now, if you came down, like
Yeah,
a
so-
downward angle of attack, you'd crash that first tee.
So you're basically trying to get the low point of the club to be in a different spot.
That's exactly right.
We don't want it in front of the ball. We'd rather have it feel like you're bottoming out or the club is low to the ground back here and kind of ascending into the ball.
That's exactly right. So let's set up our tee now. So
Okay.
that's going to be a little bit above it, about 6-8 inches in front.
Okay.
Now we've already got our swing path sorted out. We've got our center contact sorted out. Now let's get our angle of attack moving slightly up so we can get this ball launched in the right window.
And again, I'm going to do the same thing. Let's say I've been I had the problem of hitting down too much.
Yes.
I'm going to hit this ball at maybe feeling about half speed or even slower, make it my full motion, and see if I can make the change.
Yes.
Okay. So here we go. I'm going to try to feel like I hit up just a little bit on it at slow speed.
Good.
Okay,
Launched it in a much higher window
did.
and missed our first tee. Now this is a great way. So if you're used to crashing down, and they always go hand in hand, right? Usually when the club head is steep up here, it's going to be coming down steep down here.
Absolutely.
So it's really a cool way to practice this. Once you get these 3 drills sorted out, your impact location, your club path, and your angle of attack, then you start combining them.
They fit together.
Yeah, we could do all 3 of these drills simultaneously, and the better you get at it, the more drills you start connecting and building a pyramid, so you really start to fine-tune your driving ability so we can hit the ball longer and straighter whenever we step on the golf course. If you'd like more distance, distantly, if you'd like more distance instantly, we put together a video just for that. All you need to do to get that video is click on the link below, and the first pinned comment will ask for your name, your email, and we'll send it out to you immediately.
If you haven't already, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Once you do that, click on notifications so you know when we have a brand new video coming out right away.
Right, we want to make this channel's content just for you guys, just for your golf game. So leave us some comments down below if you'd like to see something that we haven't already covered or want to see it covered in a different way. We'll do our best to get that for you as soon as we can. And don't forget, if you want to hit the ball farther, click the link below in the first pinned comment.
Get you some instant distance.
Instant.